This episode is brought to you by Playapod, the best cross-platform podcast app for iOS and Android. Just visit playapod.com and download it for free.
Hey, thank you so much for downloading the episode. On the show today, we talk about my recap of Disneyland. A lot of people watching, a lot of awkward moments. We also delve into Paula's world where she goes to a unicorn party, and we have a little discussion about going off the grid, off of social media particularly, and how that affects our moods when we take a break. Also, your HUglee and Awkward Moments of the week. We do have a clear winner. Please keep sending those in. We love to read them and we love judging you. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
My boob popped out of my bra.
Paula?
Well, I guess they were prostitutes, but I don't remember paying.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the Uglee Truth.
Welcome to the Uglee Truth. It is episode 256. Ugh. Thank you for listening. This is Jamie. I'm Jamie. And I'm here with my sister Paula to talk to you about our lives. Because why not? Because you're listening, because we're unfiltered, and we don't talk politics. So it's a good escape for you people who are podcast lovers, I think anyway. Don't you think?
I think so.
I think so too. We talk about other stuff.
I mean, we're not oblivious to what's going on in the world and all
we
that.
We have our opinions.
But we just feel like it's a nice escape from, what's going on.
You can listen to all of those political podcasts on your own time. But we are your escape for all of that other stuff. So
if you like pina coladas,
dun, 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 getting caught in the rain.
Ding,
exactly.
Ding, ding.
Oh, O'Shea, can you see? I was trying to do Fergie. Sorry.
Oh, God. Remind me to send you a video later. Actually, I'm going to send it to you.
Do I have to?
Yes, I'm going to.
Okay, I will. Fine. Anyway, welcome to the Uglee Truth. Okay, so before we get into Paula's world, because I do want to hear about your fun at the roller rink, because I want to know if you got brave.
No, I didn't.
Oh, bummer. Okay, so last week I was talking about how producer Dub and I took our love child to Anaheim for cheerleading nationals, and it was a super fun event. We had the plan of going to Disneyland after the competition, which most people do. So we decided to leave the Hilton and check into the Disneyland hotel because we are snobs and Daryl is indulgent. And so Malia and I got our way and we got to go stay at the Disneyland hotel for a couple of nights before we came home to Sacramento and go to Disneyland. And luckily with Disneyland, you can plan this stuff like a year in advance and pay for it. So you don't have the thousands of dollars that it could cost. You can pay for it in advance so it doesn't feel so horrible, which is what we did. So we checked into the Disneyland hotel. I love it. And boy, do you get what you pay for there. If you ever get the opportunity to do it, Paula, I really suggest you do it. You can do it. They do make it easy with payments and stuff. What's this? What is this? Hold on a second. Before we move forward, Paula has sent me something. Were you even listening to me when I was talking?
Not really.
Oh, God damn it. Sergio Lopez. Who's Sergio? Who is that?
I don't know. It's the video.
Who is that? Hold on. Is that Maya Rudolph?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love her. She's so good.
The what?
The what? Oh my God.
Let's blaming. The who's broad stripes and right.
Oh my God, Paul, this is hilarious.
I know.
Oh my God. I'm going to post that on our Ugly Truth page. You should post it.
I don't know how.
Okay, well, I'll figure out a way. That is so funny. Oh,
I guess we'll
Fergie.
just have to find it again and post it. But this is actually old. This is from 2006.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, Victor and I watched it like 10 times.
Oh my God.
Someone he knew had it.
Okay.
They posted it to him.
Wow. Well, speaking of viral videos, did you see the one of the little boy who was feeding doves and pigeons? And one of the pigeons that he didn't want to get a piece of the bread took it. So he grabbed the pigeon by the neck. No. He grabbed the pigeon by the neck and then turned it over and then pulled the piece of bread out of its beak and then ate it.
Why didn't he want that pigeon to have bread?
I have no idea. He had some kind of personal issue with it, but he ate the bread. And then, of course, the mom immediately after he eats the bread, the mom had no problem with him picking up and molesting this poor bird and flipping it on its back and everything, grabs the bread out of its mouth and then puts it in his mouth.
That's
and then
gross.
the mom takes issue and says, no. Yeah, I'll try to find that for you so you can see it.
God.
I watched that 4 times in a row. I must have watched it 4 times. I couldn't believe what I was watching. That kid was impressive.
So funny.
Yeah, the bird was
the
big.
fact that he has pretty good skills.
Right? And not only that, but I mean, those birds are big when you're a little child. The kid might have been 2. I mean, it was impressive to say the least. He was like a bird wrangler. Anyway, so we went to Disneyland. We had a great time. The waits weren't too bad. As I spoke about last week, I boob checked a man. Mm-hmm. The first day we arrived, I have a Raider, Oakland Raider pullover that I wear with like black leggings and stuff because I learned my lesson last time I told you. Wearing shorts to Disneyland is a big mistake.
Chafing.
You will get chafing, and you will see the women who choose to wear shorts, and you see their inner thighs swollen and red. It is what it is. Unless you're a very thin 14-year-old girl, and most of them are, you will get chafing. And so I did look around and say, yep, I'm wearing the uniform. Every smart mom here is wearing black leggings. It's just the way to go. So I'm wearing my black leggings. I'm wearing this t-shirt underneath, and then I'm wearing my Raider pullover. Well, it was getting a lot of attention. There's a lot of Raider fans in Disneyland.
Oh, that's good.
It's LA, and so there's a lot of our people there. And that was the other thing I told Daryl. I said, I want you to take a look around. You hear people say how there's a lot of broken homes and a lot of, fatherless children and all of that. Take a look around at our people, not his people, me and you, our people.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
And look at all the fathers. And I want you to notice something. And I said, I'm only going to say one thing. Notice the fathers when they're with their mom, the mama, and they have like 2 or 3 kids, and there's a daughter. What do you see? The dad has that daughter's hand. Anything she wants, she's got. Mm-hmm. Anything. I said it's the one thing that you will notice about Hispanic fathers. They dote on their girls. They give them anything they want at any time.
True. I was going to say usually they're on their dad's shoulders.
Well, when they're a little older, they're walking along, but daddy, but Poppy's got their little girl on their side, and Mommy's got the boys. And it was over and over and over every family, but the families. I don't know where this. I mean, I know that there are bad dads. I know there are men who choose to be irresponsible, but at least at Disneyland, a lot of nuclear families together. So we're waiting in line. Me and Daryl and I were waiting in line to ride Winnie the Pooh because it's like one of our most favorite rides. And there's a family in front of us, and it's a very large Hispanic family, and they're all basically adults. There's like 2 kids, maybe 13-year-olds, but they're all together: mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, all of them. And they all turn around. They're like, "Go Raiders!" Really loud. It was hilarious. That happened all weekend when I wore the shirt. It was hilarious. But there's funny. A lot of Raider fans. And they just, you nod at each other as you walk by. It's like this little crew. It's awesome.
It's like really motorcyclists when they pass each other.
It really is. It was so great. But we closed down the park twice. Wow. We closed down the park. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I told Daryl, I said, see, this is one of the benefits of having almost adult kids. This is the one great thing is that They're old enough. They can close down the park. We left Disneyland 2 nights in a row at after midnight. It was so fun because there's no lines. So you can get on everything and you can get it all mashed in like 20 minutes before they kick you out.
All the little kids are tired by then.
Oh yeah, all the little kids, like even 7 and 8 year olds, they're out of the park by 8. So from 9 to midnight is when you're going to get on everything. So it was so fun. The last 3 hours, I said I could do nighttime Disneyland all the time. I could literally day drink all day at the resort, get dressed, leave the hotel at 6 p.m. and spend 6 hours in Disneyland and have a blast. It'd be great. So I told her, I said, I think that's how adults need to do it. And of course, he's like, are we going to come back when we don't have kids with us? And I said, I don't know. Is that a thing? Do adults go to Disneyland without children? That seems weird to me. But I guess they do.
Well, like when I was working and stuff, I knew a lot of people who are just like Disney fanatics, and they would always plan trips and vacations, and it was always to Disneyland, and they didn't have kids.
Yeah, I mean, I can see doing it occasionally, but I said, when you think about how much money it costs to go to Disneyland for 2 or 3 days, it's well over $1,000.
Oh, at least.
Yeah, and especially if you're staying at the Disneyland hotel and you're doing everything. Super fun, but I can think of other places I would rather go for $2,000.
You could go to Europe. I mean,
you could go to New York. You could go to Europe. You could go. I mean, God, you could go to Vegas for a week. I mean, you could go to Hawaii.
Well, if you're not a gambler, yeah, you can go to Vegas for a week.
That is true.
If you're a gambler, you can go to Vegas for a day.
For 24 hours. Yeah. So, I mean, although I would put it on the rotation if we had the time or something, I guess. But, going with a kid, even at 17 or 18, or if you just took your whole family, even if they were adult kids, that would be fun. But going just the two of us, it feels weird. I know, and you're right. A lot of people do that. A lot of people who don't have kids go and escape, and it's great. But yeah, I don't know. I think there are other things I would rather do first before we did that without children or our family.
Yeah, but
still,
you'll be back before you know it, because you'll have grandchildren. And
we talked about that.
In the next 10 years, I mean, think about how fun that'll be.
We talked about that, and I said we are going to be, and there's a lot of those there. There's a lot of grandparents there. And what was funny is in California Adventure, you can buy alcohol there. So the crowds are way funner over there. Disneyland might have all the fun rides, but California Adventure is where the party is. Mm-hmm. So we like going there. So we went there. We had some wine, had a little nosh, and wandered around and noticed that that's where all the grandparents were.
Yeah.
It's like after hours, they're in California Adventure tying one on because all the kiddies went back to the hotel to go night-night. And I said, see, that's what we would do.
California Adventure was a little bit more low speed, I think, than Disneyland. Mm-hmm. And so we went to that same wine garden area.
Yeah.
We got the kids like little apple cider, those little round glasses things.
Yes.
And then Victor and I got some wine as well. And even though we're not really drinkers, but
you need booze.
It just seemed like, we're on vacation. Why not?
That's the kind of thing, though, when you go there, first of all, and we're going to talk about going off the grid in our next segment, but it really is a true blue escape from the world. That's why Disneyland is so attractive to people, I think, in general. It's truly an escape. And so, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because, there's a fast pace. There's not a lot of opportunity to stop.
No, there's not. And Disneyland affords you the ability to not think about life in the way that we think about it daily.
Yeah, there's no TVs or anything like that.
Well, and the TVs they're all Disney. There's no news channel. There's nothing. They just don't do it. And so it's really cool. But we'll talk about off the grid in a little bit. But a couple of things that I wanted to tell you about that happened when we were at Disneyland. First, you know how much I love to be photographed. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So every ride,
unknowingly, so right? You can be at the most unperfect angle.
Right. So every ride in Disneyland, at some point, especially the high velocity rides, they take your picture at the most inopportune time because they're funny. And so we went on Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which you really missed out. It's such a fun ride. But
it's scary. Well, no one else wanted to go. I would have gone.
Oh, it's so fun.
No one else wanted to go.
It's so fun. So we went on that, and they take your picture there. And then we went on the Cars ride, which is also a super fun ride. And they take your picture on that. And there were a couple other ones we took. Oh, Space Mountain we went on and they take your picture. Mm-hmm. By the third photo, I said, okay, I turned into my liquid form every time they take a photo. I look like I am liquid. I don't even look like a solid anything. I look like some kind of misshapen amoeba in all of these pictures. And I don't know why. I'm like, is it because I have loose skin? Like, what is it? I don't even look like myself. I told Daryl, I go, is this what I look like? Is this what I look like? He goes, no, it's just, I go, but you and Malia look normal. Why do I look like I'm some kind of cloud? I don't get it. And it's not like I look fat. It's just that my face looks weird. And I just don't, I think it's because I have a fat face. It has to be. I've always had a fat face. I've always had chipmunk cheeks. They used to pinch my cheeks till they hurt when I was a baby. That has to be it, because every single photo, I'm like, well, I'm in liquid form again. How fun. How fun for me. He's like, and of course Daryl laughs and laughs. And I'm like, no, we're not buying any of these. I'm not. I look, first of all, I look pissed. Second, I mean, you can just, it doesn't even look like myself. I look like horrible. I look like an X-Man. So no, they're just awful. And they're, there's one where Daryl was like trying to rub his nose because he's ill. So there's a picture of him with his hand cupped over his face. I mean, they're all just bad. They're all just bad.
God.
So the Matterhorn, I got on the Matterhorn, and I had to sit in the far back caboose. It's individual compartments, so you sit by yourself.
Right.
And it's really rough back there. First of all, they're meant for a larger human. What happened is Daryl and I had fast passes for it, which is where you wait in line. You get one and you come back later. Well, we got in the wrong line. We got in the single rider line on accident. And so before we knew it, we were at the front of the line going, we're not going to ride together, so good luck with you. And he goes, all right, best of luck to you. So I get on and I go through the ride, and it's so violent in the back caboose.
It really is.
My boob popped out of my bra. And it was like flinging around. And I mean, it wasn't exposed to people, but it was like, because I had to sweat my Raider shirt on underneath or over it. But I was like, holy shit. I was like, and you can't fix it. You can't fix it.
Weren't you laughing a little bit though?
Oh God, it was hilarious. I was like, and then finally, and I said it out loud, and there was a dude in front of me, and he ignored me. And I'm like, it's really rough back here. And he's like ignoring me. And I'm like, well,
he was scared.
It was horrible. It was awful.
Well, do you know how old that's an original ride.
I know. And so the new ones are a little smoother. So then, luck would have it, there was a backlog, and so they switched tracks on us before we could get off the ride. And she said, because of your inconvenience, we're going to let you ride again.
You're like, I don't want to.
I'm like, awesome. Great. And Daryl's like, what's going on? He finished before I did. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm stuck. It's like the Twilight Zone. So I ran around. So we did it again. I'm like, yeah, it's still really rough. I hate it a lot. And so then I finally got out, put my boob back in my shirt, and got out. And I said, I don't want to use our fast pass. I just want to get out of here. Like, I'm done. I'm done with the Matterhorn. I've had it. Had enough. It was really funny, though.
Oh, my God. That's funny. No, I remember riding the Matterhorn when we went, and I'm like, this isn't as fun as the last time I rode this thing.
I didn't think so either.
This thing is pretty rough.
I said, I think I'm going to have bruises on my hip. I'm like, it's really rough.
You know, I mean, I knew I had like this. Do they have seatbelts, or I don't know?
Yeah, they have a little seatbelt. Yes.
I'm like, so I wasn't like flopping around or anything like that. Right. But I just remember thinking like, this thing's kind of janky. I'm like,
I told Daryl, I said, I swore I felt it lift off the track. I swore. I couldn't wait for it to be over. I was like, I just want out. I felt a little dazed.
And then you see the white Yeti just come sledding out.
Exactly. And I'm like, you scared nothing. Yeah, it was like that.
God.
Oh, God. So the first night, Daryl and I, the secret that no one told us until a couple of years ago is that there is a bar that's open till 2 a.m. on Disneyland property. It's called Trader Sam's, and it's like a tiki bar. And we did not know it existed. And now that we stayed at the Disneyland Hotel twice now, we knew about it. So he said, hey, you want to go tie one on before we go back to the room? And I go, yes. So we went to the bar. It was slammed. I mean, there was a convention there, and there's a lot of Anaheim or LA companies who do their like day conventions there, and then you can stay. Then you stay the night. And they have like a separate hotel for convention goers. So we didn't know that there was a convention for dentists there. We had no idea. So we sat down, and these people were, I mean, hammered, not just tipsy, like they were having trouble standing drunk.
Oh my God.
They were partying so hard. And I'm like, man, it must be stressful being a dentist, because they were out of their minds drunk, and there were hundreds of them. And then you compile that with all of the cheer moms who transferred over to the Disneyland Hotel like we did. There were 3 or 4 of them with their families and stuff. And so they were all there, one dad and all the rest cheer moms. And they were getting drunk. They were drunk to the point, Paula, they were doing cheer moves, and they were trying to do like pyramids and stuff.
Oh my God.
They're like, if my daughter can do this, I can do it too. And so they were, and these women have no business lifting their leg up over their heads. Like,
God.
none. These women don't do yoga. They don't have any business doing those positions in public, even with clothes on. It was not good. So they're drunk. They're little short blonde bobs doing their thing and screaming and yelling and whatever. They're like, so these 2 young drunk dentists see an opportunity. So
with these women?
Yes. So these drunk moms come over very quickly, and Daryl's like, oh God, they know they've made a mistake. We're watching this whole all go down. He's like, oh God, they have made a serious error in judgment. These women are not going to give them blowjobs. They really thought they were going to score with these old ladies. I mean, we're not old, but to compared to them, these guys are in their early 30s.
Sure.
So, and they're mothers with teenage daughters. I mean, they're not, do they even do that anymore? Like, I don't even know. So,
no,
at some point, they're gossiping about people that they don't even know. And they're drunker than the dentist, which is saying something. And finally, the one guy who was less drunk goes, well, ladies, I'm sorry for your loss today at cheer championships, but I think we're going to call it a night. And I was like, oh, did you really think that these women were going to blow you? You really did, until you got a close up. They weren't going to touch you.
Oh my God.
It was quite a show. So, yeah, really interesting group of folks closing down the bar at Disneyland. So the last thing that happened is we were at the airport and we were leaving, and people are even grosser for some reason. There's a lot of wet sneezing and stuff, and I just was beyond irritated. So we get on the plane, we get a good seat. The moment we sat down, the man in front cut the largest fart, and it smelled like for the first half hour of the flight. I was so hostile about it because there's nothing you can do to eliminate that. Like, there's a window to open, or even the fans. All that does is push it around. Like, it doesn't suck anything out. And I'm like, really, dude? You couldn't do that 10 seconds before you boarded the plane? Like, really? I was mad. I almost wanted to hit him in the back of the head because I thought it was really rude.
Well, what would that accomplish?
Nothing. That's the problem. I didn't do it, but I just was like, God, you know what? You're an older person. You know how to control your body. You could have done that before.
That's just gross.
It was gross. But other than that, it was a really fun, we had a really good time. We did have it was one of the best trips we had to Disneyland as a family, like the 3 of us that we've had in years. And I attribute it to the fact that we have she's older.
Yeah.
We don't have to deal with crying, I need a nap kind of situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. So, but we're going to go back next year for Cheer Champs again. So we'll be back. Yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, so speaking of fun and adventure, Olivia had a birthday party last week.
Well, it wasn't her birthday party.
No, she was invited to one.
She was invited to a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
It was at the roller skating rink. There's only a few things to do here in Elk Grove that that you can go to. So the roller skating rink apparently is becoming popular. She still doesn't really know how to skate. So
yeah, well,
there was a lot of, holding the wall and going around in a circle, holding the wall. And
hey, at least she did it.
Yeah, she did. And then there was a lot of me holding her hand, walking around the circle.
So you didn't strap on a pair of brown rentals?
No, I wasn't going to do that.
Okay.
Because, what's worse, holding someone vulnerable while you're already kind of vulnerable on wheels? It's just, it doesn't work. So
yeah.
It was a unicorn party. All the little kids had unicorn headbands on, but
it's cute.
After a while, it just looked like they had a bunch of little dildos on their head.
Oh, God. I didn't even think of that.
Well, after you just start looking at them for a while, and then they just...
The mind tends to wander.
You have to entertain yourself. So here's the thing is the birthday party... On the invitation, it says from 2 to 5, and I'm just
okay. 3 hours.
A 3-hour birthday party.
That's not very long.
I thought that was ridiculous.
Why? That a roller skating session is 2 hours, right?
That's what I thought. So I thought this thing would be like 2 hours long. And here's the thing: is that she invited 8 friends because I've done the birthday party package.
Yeah,
I did it for my stepdaughter. So you do invite 8 friends, and then you get like pizza, you get ice cream, all the kind of stuff. You bring your cake. And so the thing I can't stand, though, is when people hold you hostage at the birthday party.
Yes.
Like, I try and get the activities done, like, quickly.
In the front end of the party.
And get it done. And that way, if anyone wants to, like, leave, or if they want to watch us open the gifts, and then we can do that, and then they can go. They don't have to stay. Or they can skate. They can do whatever they want. It's I try and get everything done within an hour and a half, basically. But that's because that's how I like a birthday party to be done.
Yeah.
And
then it gives everybody the freedom to decide to bounce if they need to bounce. They don't have to stay till the bitter end.
We were cutting cake at 4:45.
Oh, really?
And we never opened presents because there was no time.
Really?
So Olivia was disappointed that she didn't open the presents. And
that is disappointing.
But I'm just like, well, after 3 hours, you'd think there would have been plenty of time. But
yeah.
So after it was over, I'm like, all right, take off your skates. Let's go.
We're out.
So I'm like, freedom.
God. Then you come out and the sun's blaring. You're like, it's like I've been in a cave for 3 hours. Isn't it funny how 3 hours feels like an eternity when you're at a kid's birthday party?
Well, there was one of the other moms that I've chatted with a few times, and so it was nice to talk to her. But after a while, we're still just like sitting there. You can't talk to someone for 3 hours.
No, I don't even want to talk to you for 3 hours.
I don't want to talk to anybody for 3 hours. I don't want to talk to myself for 3 hours.
Right.
So,
right.
But what was cute though is that you looked on the skating rink floor and you saw these unicorns skating.
Oh, that is cute.
Because they had their little unicorn hats on,
little headbands.
Their little headbands. So
I thought they were really cute. Actually, I'm sure that after a while I would have been like, I wonder if anyone's tried to sit on one of those. But in the beginning, I would be thinking, oh, those are so cute.
It was cute. And then there's this little stage on the at the end of the skating rink. And so, you see 6 little unicorns sitting on the stage because they're tired and they don't want to skate anymore.
Their little legs are noodles now.
Basically.
That's so cute.
Okay, so there was this guy. He was literally like 6'2", and he was probably easily like 300 pounds.
Okay.
He didn't know how to skate. And
was he part of the party?
No, he was just out there skating. Like, they do party skates and then free skate too.
So some guy who doesn't know how to skate went to the skating rink to skate by himself?
He was with his friends.
Oh.
And so all his friends knew how to skate, and they're like, okay, come on, let go. They had his hands, and so they let go of his hands. And he starts flailing.
Oh my God.
And then the skates go out from underneath him, and he lands really hard on his ass.
Oh, no. Did you laugh really hard?
Oh my God, I laughed so hard.
God, I would be like, oh no, How's he gonna get up?
I don't know why it's so funny to watch people fall.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious to watch kids fall.
There was this little girl and her sister, and they were skating, and her sister fell like, I don't know how she fell. She like fell on her stomach or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
And her little sister was just like, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Kept laughing.
That's love right there.
So I can watch that all day long.
Oh,
if people
for
are
sure.
falling.
That I could kill 3 hours watching people fall.
And then
That'd be
like
great.
listening to the things they're saying to themselves as they skate by. Like,
Yes.
you know, like, hold on, this is crazy.
Just
Why am
hang
I
on.
doing this?
Hang on to the carpet wall. You'll get there. You'll get
You're
to the
almost
exit
there.
before you
You're
know
almost
it.
there. You're almost
God,
there. You
why
know?
do we put ourselves through these things is beyond me. Why, as humans, do we try to do things that we weren't meant to do?
You know, I can skate okay. At least
can
I
too.
thought I could, but you know, the last time we went skating, it wasn't so bad. But I can't do it with anyone hanging on me. So
No. Daryl was really, you know what, he was so good about that because we had, I mean, we've been to many skating parties in our life. And Daryl would hold their hand and drag him around the thing. Malia, though, she's like us. Malia's like, I've tried it twice. I don't do it. And I'm not good at it. I'm not going. I'm like, Malia, you can at least go. Nope, not doing it. I don't skate, Mom. I'm like, all right. She turned
Yeah.
down so many skating parties. She just wouldn't do it. No.
see, I would hope that Olivia would just throw in the towel because it's I just don't think she can.
She's an optimist.
She's like, look, Mom, I can do it. And you know, I'm watching her, and I don't know if she's developed her own style or what she's doing, or you know, if
never
she's
know.
just found a way to not fall, or you know, and move at the same time. I guess that could be skating, but
Whatever. As long as you don't break a shoulder or a wrist.
well, she
probably
came
good.
home. They went on a field trip to the skating rink just a couple weeks ago.
Oh my God.
And I'm telling you, there's not much to do here. I'm like, go to the jumping place, you
Yeah.
know, where everyone can jump. But
Dislocate your hip. Go.
she came home and she's like, and she's holding it like it's a little wounded stick. Mom, I hurt my arm.
If you haven't yet, now is the perfect time for you to check out the Ugly Truth Avon page. With spring right around the corner, we're all getting ready to update our looks, and Avon is on point with those trends. In addition, right now, Avon's having a huge sale on some of their most favorite products, up to 65% off. And as always, if you spend more than $40, it's free shipping sent directly to your door. Thank you so much. Anything you do helps support the Ugly Truth, and we love you for it. Thanks. Well, congratulations on surviving your unicorn party.
Well, thank you.
Now, like I had mentioned earlier, at Disney, we did the Anaheim cheer thing and then the Disneyland thing. And so in total, it was like 4 days, and not, you know, with travel and everything was almost 5. It was a long trip. The one thing I did really enjoy is that from the day before until the day after, I was really not on any social media. I didn't watch any news. No Twitter, you know. Now I posted some stuff on Instagram, but Instagram is kind of like a little island. You know, it's really not, there's nothing salacious or negative there. And
No,
so
it's mostly pictures.
It's pictures.
Pictures don't really count, I don't think. Like
No.
when we went to Disneyland, we felt the same way because you don't have time to, you know, scroll and see what everybody's up to. But
Yeah.
I posted pictures just so everyone could kind of see what we were doing.
It's super fun. And I did too. And I posted them like the day we got home or whatever. And I was like, I cannot believe how influential social media can be on a mood. It's not even, or just being aware of the news. It's crazy how it affects everything. Your daily mood can even be affected if the one thing you care about is really prevalent. So it was like really, really refreshing to get off the grid for 6 days. And I was like, I came back feeling really positive, and you know, especially if you have anxiety or depression or anything, it's amazing what it can do. I don't know if that's what you were going to talk about, but for us, it's like even at Disneyland, no news. Like they don't even tell you about the news. It's all Jimmy Kimmel, eat a churro, enjoy the lines, get the fast pass, you know, all that stuff, and just enjoy your family. But anyway, tell me about your off the grid.
Well, basically what I was going to say is that, things have just been so damn depressing on Facebook and everything like that. I mean, Instagram is always cool, and I always like to see people's pictures, but for the most part, I almost feel guilty for wanting to take like a little hiatus from Facebook, just because, I feel like everyone's so wrapped up in issues, and, I feel like everyone's depressed in some fashion.
I feel guilty because the issues are important, and it's not like I don't care.
Well, and I don't want to leave my friends.
No. And, it's funny because I definitely have some people that have been kind of and using social media to do it, and it makes me mad. It doesn't make me feel bad at all.
Right.
Like, it makes me angry, and I'm like, get your shit together, be an adult. But everybody responds differently, and I just think it's a saturation, or like in those people, they go, I'm deleting my Facebook, everyone, or whatever. It's like, okay, well, if you're looking for someone to care, I understand, but it ain't gonna be me. So do what you gotta do.
I feel really lucky, actually, because the friends that I do have on Facebook, they're not the kind that get all, tight-wadded about issues necessarily, or have these extreme opinions or anything like that. I feel pretty fortunate, but I do feel overall that everyone's just in a state of depression or something like that.
Well, a hysteria and disarray and chaos can make anyone feel, and so you're always looking for your footing, and social media tends to exacerbate that. I know that I make Herculean efforts to keep it light and post funny stuff or girl power or anything that I think is positive, but I know a lot of it is ignored because it's not what people are interested in right now. They don't care about my love for people falling down in bars or whatever. But I think it's hilarious. And the whole world isn't about the issues. It feels like it if you let it. And, there are some warriors out there, and I praise them, but it's not everybody. And it's definitely not me. Yeah. So I'm with you. But that's the point, is it was only 6 days, but it was a nice break. It's not something that I want to do. I actually really love my social media friends. I love the people that I interact with on Twitter and on Facebook and Instagram, because they're all different. And I treasure every single one of them, every single one I know. Not personally maybe, but enough that I would hate to lose them. And so I have to just do my own. But I'm with you. Taking a break is not a bad idea.
Yeah, and maybe it's like I'm projecting. Like maybe it's not them. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one, that can't cope or deal with what's being put out there.
It's possible. I do know that I find people tire of being angry. I think there's a sense of guilt if you don't continue to tow the flag of whatever situation or subject matter is important to you. But life is not about one thing. Everybody has to be in moderation, even moderation. So for me, I find humor to be my thing. Also, women being empowered is really important to me. But I am with you on the fact that I was basically forced to not be kept, being kept in the loop with what's going on. And it wasn't the worst thing that happened. I was rejuvenated. So I encourage everyone to do it, actually. Not forever. I would hate to lose, touch and contact with people. But Paula, I would do it. Do it for like 3 days and see what happens.
I think next week will be good because the kids have minimum days all next week.
Yeah.
And then also at the end of this month is spring break for them. I don't know if Malia has the same spring break or not.
I'm not sure.
It's easier to be distracted with the kids when they're here than
for sure.
Because, when you're home, then you're just obviously just like checking it every few minutes or, every, I don't know, half an hour or something like that, because you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, so let me read the HUglee and Awkward Moments of the Week. one is from our HUglee listener, Raina. And she's like, I have a super ugly and awkward moment that happened to one of my friends' fiance. My friends and I were at a very crowded bar one night, drinking and dancing, typical night out. One of my friends is the kind that goes off and then comes back hours later. Oh my God, that sounds like one of us. Just take off and then you show up an hour later. You're like, hey, where have you been? Oh, nowhere.
It's in the bathroom.
Yeah. She's blonde, long hair. She has long blonde hair like everybody else. Like there was a lot of long blonde haired girls there. And there was a blonde girl standing at the bar with her back facing us, and my friend's fiance was standing next to me, but looking at me. So we're talking, and the fiance turns around and says, yeah, this blonde whore, and slaps the girl's ass really hard, thinking it was his fiance. And the girl turns around, and it's not. And it was some other girl, and she goes, his balls went up in his throat. And then the fiance comes waltzing back going, what's going on? What are you doing? The fiance shows up. What did you do? You called someone a whore? What?
You slapped her in the ass. So what did the blonde lady do, I wonder?
I don't know. That was kind of what I'm thinking. Well, what happened? Did she slap him? Did she, make him buy him a drink?
Did she buy him a drink?
I'd be like, if you're going to hit me like that, buy me a drink first.
Yeah, seriously.
Then pull my ponytail. I mean, my God. Oh my God. That is so embarrassing though.
God, that was funny. His balls went up to his throat.
Yeah, I know. That's a good one, too. That is a really good. Awkward moment. God. Thanks for the witness. That is something I would tell at the wedding. So
oh, my God.
I've known Lisa and John for a long time. Lisa tends to wander, and John sticks with the party. And then one night we were at a club.
Lisa doesn't know this, but...
And then, of course, you see, Grandma clutching her pearls going, Jonathan, what did you do? I don't want to know. Do I want to know this?
It's like the wedding singer. Well, remember that time? Well, I guess they were prostitutes, but I don't remember paying.
I don't remember paying. But, yeah. Anyway. Oh, God, that's so funny and so true. Okay, so here's the next one. At a concert, not at a nightclub, but I was standing in the back listening to the very loud danceable music. A girl came up to me and said, hi, my name's Nancy. And I replied, my name's Chris. She gave me a funny look, so I returned it. It's kind of like that, what? That kind of look. She walked away, and I didn't think anything of it until later when I realized she had asked me hi, do you want to dance?
Oh.
So that's happened to me.
That sounds like something that I would do. Be like, hi, my name's Chris. What?
No, well, what was funny is she looked at him like, what? And then she just walks away, and he's probably standing there like, and then later he's like, oh my God, she asked me to dance. Oops.
Nancy, come back.
Nancy. Yeah, exactly.
The bangs.
The bangs. The bangs. I think that Raina wins with her slapping ass story. So congratulations. I'm going to give that a 16,000.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yes, 16,000. Although Chris's story is very honorable. Nothing happened. It's not like you said or did anything to further make yourself awkward. Just that you were deaf. Although that is very awkward. That's something I do constantly. At this point, when I don't hear someone, I just nod my head and smile. I don't say anything.
And I usually say, what? Huh?
You're like, I'm sorry, what was that again? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. And so at least you think I'm just rude and not deaf. I'd rather be rude than deaf. So anyway, congratulations, Raina, and mazel tov to the blonde and her fiance.
Yeah.
Hope they make it.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't slap anybody else. No bridesmaids, would you? Keep your hands to yourself. She's the one in the white dress. That's it. No one else. Don't be slapping anyone. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's a wrap for this Wednesday.
Guess what day it is?
What's that from?
Hump Day. Remember the camel? Oh, Paula. Come on.
That's right.
It was like your favorite commercial forever.
That was Ryan's favorite commercial. And he'd be
Guess
like,
what day
Mike. Guess what day it is? It's Wednesday.
Oh, actually, the commercial that we're like, we can't stop watching. It's been on since the Super Bowl. It's the one where George Washington's crossing the street.
Oh,
and he's holding up all the traffic.
The big man with the horn.
He just goes, all right. We all have places to go. I can't get enough of it. It's the funniest thing ever. Big man with a horn. God, it's hilarious.
Anyway, so be sure to go to Amazon. That's 1. Go to Avon. That's 2. And order things from those sites. That's your homework.
And send your Huglee and Awkward Moments so we can judge you.
And that's 3. So that is your homework for this week.
Yes.
And then we will remind you again on Sunday. But we might have to give you an F- if you don't.
We're going to give you we'll give you a check minus.
Check minus or an F-. We're
going to give you a 2.
If
you need
don't
improvement.
If you don't comply. And then you'll be like my daughter, where she's going to have a parent-teacher conference.
Oh, no.
Coming up.
Is it behavior?
No, it's not
okay.
behavior.
Well, I don't know. She's salty sometimes.
Well, she hasn't actually followed my instructions, where if she's a softie is what she is, because
oh God,
I've told her repeatedly if someone's giving her a hard time to tell her to piss off, and she won't do it. So I know it's not behavior.
Unless, of course, it's mentioned in the conference, and then you'll know. But
then I'll feel kind of bad. Because then she'll tell on me. She'll be like, well, my mom told me to say to piss off.
Maybe the parent conference is a parent conference.
Well, that could be true.
Not a student conference. Well, you'll have to keep us up to date on that. I want to hear all about it.
I know. I think I know what it's about. So
okay.
I think she's just not doing as well as others.
Oh, you know what? We all have our strengths. Some of us, it's not school.
But that's okay. We'll keep plowing.
Yes.
All right, folks. We'll let you get back to work. Enjoy the rest of your day and week, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Uglee Truth.